Good evening, ladies. In today's video, we're going to be diving into my computer. There are a few very interesting topics that are happening this week that I wanted to share. Although I can't do a video on each of them because that would take too long. I want to get this video out and share my thoughts on all of the most interesting things that are happening this week. If you do like this new format of the video that we're going to be doing, potentially I'll start doing it every week or every once in a while when there's too many things going on to do a separate video on each. So with all that said, let's just dive straight into the first topic. The first topic I wanted to talk about was this new platform called Whales Market. Now, this coin has a coin and has been absolutely going crazy. I first bought around this price. I shared it on my Twitter, and then I bought more on my computer at this price. If you want to be getting that early alpha, make sure you're following me on Twitter. I shared it on my Twitter around here at 50 cents, and now it's $2 in the space of a week. The first guy who actually showed us was Knut, so shout out to Knut. Definitely worth a follow on Twitter as well. But my Twitter is in the description if you want to follow me too. But what the hell is this platform? Why has it been pumping? Why has it gone over 100x in the space of a month, or just over a month when it launched? Essentially, it is perfectly hitting one of the biggest narratives in crypto right now. If you've been around crypto, if you've been on the crypto Twitter, you've probably seen the new narrative of points, of projects that are doing points rather than doing airdrop. Instead of teasing an airdrop, getting people to use their platform, they're just straight up saying, here's points. These points will eventually turn into tokens. Everyone is hating on points, but I think they're an absolutely great idea in the fact that you can specifically tell your audience, okay, these are the things that we want you to do on our platform. For example, the first people who made points, the people who came up with this idea, was Blur, the NFT platform on Ethereum. Now, a good example of a product using points in the background are Tensor. So they're basically saying you're going to get more points if you're bidding and if you're listing on high volume NFT collections on our marketplace, or if you're using our new products. And basically they can say, oh, this guy is cheating, or this guy is gaming the system. We're going to nuke points for doing that particular thing. So anyone who's gaming the system, it's much harder to game because they can take away points, they can nerf certain strategies that aren't aligned with how they want people to be using the platform, and they can give more points to people who deserve it. So I think it's a great idea, and instead of having all the tokens out there, if someone's cheated the system, they have the tokens, they've already sold them. With a point system, you can retract those points, or you can give it to people who deserve it more, and so people can understand what to do when they're trying to farm these points. Now, what Whales Markets does, it allows you to trade these points before they actually turn into tokens, before they go live. We already know there's going to be 1 billion friend tech tokens, so you can kind of value friend tech. Right now it's being valued, the highest value of people who are willing to buy friend tech points is almost $1, so 90 cents. That would be like a 900 million fully diluted market cap. But basically how it works, say I have a few thousand friend tech points, so I can go to this guy, I can say, okay, I'll sell you my friend tech points. He's offering to buy them at 90 cents a pop, so I can sell my friend tech points for a few grand right now when it's not even trading. But the way this market ensures that the buyer and seller both stick to the deal that they've made is that you both have to put up collateral. So in this case, he wants to buy 12,000 points for 5 Ethereum. So he's trying to buy them at 90 cents a pop. So if you have friend tech points, you can go and sell to this guy for 90 cents a pop already. But the thing is, I think he wants it in a single fill, so you have to sell this many points for 5 Ethereum. And the way they make sure that this trade actually goes through, you both put up 5 Ethereum as collateral until the points go actually live. So if you wanted to do this, you do have to put up the collateral as well. The buyer and the seller both have to put up collateral to make sure that the trade is actually executed as promised. So very interesting dynamic, and as you can see, they have plenty more in the line. They already have Magic Eden, Hyperliquid, Eigenlayer, but they also have Blast coming up, Blast points you can sell, Camino points, and a few others as well. So very interesting platform. You can also trade tokens that aren't live yet, so not points but pre-trading tokens. You can just do OTC trades on these, like Dimension, which is going to drop I think very soon, but I have a airdrop for Dimension that I'm due to get, and I can sell them already. So if you were a user on the Solana blockchain, if you where a Celestia staker, like I said many times, to stake Celestia, you would have got this dimension airdrop. And I have 500 tokens that I'm due, and these are trading like $5, $4. So a nice 2k airdrop there. But you can also buy it if you think this is too cheap. You can also buy. So this person is trying to sell them for $4 a token, so you can buy them pre-market in an OTC fashion. But again, you have to put up the collateral. So very, very interesting platform. There's Dimension, there's Avo, pre-market already, but plenty of points tokens that you can trade already. So a really cool platform. And I don't know if it's going to keep going. It's at its valuation right now is 220 million as a fully diluted. However, its circulating market cap, I think, is about a quarter of that. So it's only like 50 million in a circulating market cap. So can it keep going? Like every single dip buyer of this token has been really rewarded. So buying the dip on this token, it's just in a good trend until the trend is broken. But it obviously has pumped a lot, so just be quite careful. But the fully diluted market cap isn't as high as it seems. It kind of reminds me of Unibot. The other nice thing with Whales Market is you can stake and it's a revenue sharing. So if you stake, you're actually getting revenue that the platform is making. And the platform obviously only has a few tokens at the moment, but eventually it's going to have a lot more tokens. So the revenue is going to increase, and they're going to be sharing that revenue with the stakers. So there's actually fundamental value to the token. The token isn't just, governance or just a meme coin essentially with the same name as the project. It actually has real utilities, quite like Unibot. And Unibot pumped to like 300 million market cap, and that was when there was a lot less liquidity in the space. However, is this platform going to be used as much and earn as much revenue as Unibot? I'm not sure. However, there is a lot more liquidity around, so this project it's at like 50 million now, could pump to a few hundred million potentially. And just in regards to Whales Market, the other reason I think this is going to do well over the next 6 months potentially, or it's going to be used a lot over the next 6 months, is because I think crypto is kind of potentially going to chop for the next 6 months. Like, might have big crashes, might have big pumps, but I don't think it's going to be breaking all-time highs till the very end of this year, like way after the halving. I don't think it's going to crash to 20k either. So I think we're probably, just my opinion, I'm not a technical analyst or anything, but in my opinion, I think we're going to range for the next 6 months or so. So I think this is the perfect time to be airdrop farming and earning these points. And I think a lot of people are probably thinking the same way. So points being tradable on this platform could be very, very useful. And it also has the OTC market as well. So if you want to sell a load of tokens, or if you want to buy a load of tokens without buying them on the open market, where you'll eat a lot of slippage, and you'll basically pump or massively dump the price depending on whether you're buying and selling. If you don't want to do that, you can see these offers, or you can put an offer to buy or sell pretty much any token you want. So very, very interesting. All right, so next topic we want to talk about. All right, so the next topic I wanted to talk about was basically Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum, released this article on the intersection of AI and crypto. And you can read this if you want. It's quite technical and stuff, but if you've seen Tau, which is like the biggest AI coin, like 100% AI coin, it's just been unstoppable. Like, since October, it was $50, and it just went on a moon mission up to 350. Eventually had a bit of a pullback, but now it's just gone parabolic again. And it's probably partly because Vitalik released this article going into the differences or the promise of AI and crypto. Now, I faded Tau. I thought it already had too high of a market cap. It's already in the billions, $2.7 billion market cap. So I faded it a little bit. However, the pure AI play that I'm most interested in personally is OLAS, which has also been doing quite well, which has a much lower market cap, 200 million, and the fully diluted valuation. Those coins aren't coming on the market for years and years. So 200 million circulated market cap. But what is this project? It's for AI agents. So it's perfect narrative, perfect niche. If an AI agent is essentially a bot, like an AI bot that can do things that you tell it to do, rather than you saying to ChatGPT, "Oh, tell me your recipe," you can say, "Oh, go onto this website, find me some arbitrage opportunities between this DeFi platform and this DeFi platform, execute those trades." It's an agent. It can go out and do things. So that's what an AI agent is. And Autonomous essentially is in the AI agent niche. If you want to hear more about all that, like a deeper dive, it's quite complicated. You can watch my video there. But yeah, definitely a very good narrative for the next bull run. Now, if you don't want to get a pure AI play, there's also a lot of AI aligned coins. So these are the likes of decentralized compute platforms, decentralized storage platforms. I like, my favorite in that space is Shadow. It's the decentralized storage play on a Solana. Really, really good product. Very low market cap, 200 million. So I think there's a lot of upside with Shadow. But there's a few decentralized compute power, and compute power, like the demand for compute power is just going absolutely berserk. As you can see, this is a snippet from Integrated Kyle. He's basically saying that the demand for GPU compute grows exponentially for linear gains in model quality. So essentially, if you want to have just a small gain in the quality of your model, you're going to need exponentially more compute power. So the demand for compute power is going just obscenely high over the next few years. Like, AI is going to be one of the biggest narratives, it's going to be one of the biggest technologies of our in human existence, and basically every big company is scrambling for more compute power. So if there's any, like, I'll show you the chart of Nvidia. This is just in the last year. It's gone from $200 to $660. It now has a market cap of $1.63 trillion, which is bigger than the entire market cap of crypto. So this one company creating compute power for AI, or compute power in general, has a bigger market cap than all of crypto combined. So absolutely outrageous. And it's just been like unstoppably going up since 2022. Just look at this. Like, topped out in 2021 at 300. When everything crashed, it crashed. But look at this for a comeback. $660. I sold it at like $500. I thought it was overpriced. I sold it around here and swapped it all to Solana. That actually ended up being a very good trade, because obviously Solana's massively outperformed, but even still, like, I did not expect it to continually keep going. Its P ratio 90, it seems overvalued, but just as you can see, like, demand for compute power is just going off the hook. So is there any projects that are fulfilling this desire in crypto? Yes, there are. There are three main projects that are in the decentralized compute space. That's Render is the biggest one, Akash, and Nasana that I know of. There's probably a number of other ones. I'm really struggling to find. I really like all three. I've researched all three. All of them are very interesting. Both Render and Nasana are built on the Solana blockchain, so that is an advantage in my eyes. Akash, I think, is on its own blockchain, but it's also a very, very good project. So I'm still trying to figure out which one of these I like the most, but I'll probably allocate to all three, but I don't hold any of them yet. But yeah, they're the biggest decentralized compute power platforms, like DeepIn space, AI, DeepIn plus AI, my two favorite narratives, two favorite niches. So these are both in that narrative. So, all right, so let's move on to the next topic. The next topic I wanted to talk about is actually Bitcoin Ordinals. Bitcoin Ordinals, another very slept on niche in the crypto space. In crypto Twitter, people aren't really talking about them, but they're going crazy. Let me show you this RSIC meta protocol. These were airdropped to Ordinal users. They're right now sitting at 0.08 Bitcoin. I sold one at 0.045. I've got two of them. And that might not seem like a lot until you realize that 0.08 Bitcoin is $4,000 now. And so basically, if you watch my early videos on Ordinals, and one of the first YouTubers talking about Ordinals, you likely got this airdrop as well. So just by being active in the Ordinal space, they sent these out. And why are they doing so well? What the hell are these weird looking, like, black letters? Well, let me show you the chart. I'll show you the chart here. So this is when they got airdropped. They had an initial pump. I sold around here. Didn't buy back in like in gobshite. But yeah, they've been absolutely pumping. So if you got airdropped one of these, you had to activate it. And basically, to activate it, you had to send it to someone, and you could actually just send it to your own wallet address, and that would activate it. And from then that point on, you're basically mining these rune stones, these runes, which is a new token standard built on top of Bitcoin. So you've probably heard of BRC20s, which is one of the token standards on Bitcoin, but no one knows if that's going to be the final form of tokens. Like, obviously Bitcoin ordinals are very, very new, completely different to Ethereum. How you can build on Bitcoin is completely different than smart contract platforms. So they're still trying to work out what's the best way of creating tokens, like fungible tokens. So runes is a new way that, I don't know if this team came up with it, but they're the first ones trying to build something with it. I'm trying to show you their website. Sure, it doesn't matter. Oh, this is their website here. So you can read a bit more about runes, but yeah, it's basically a new token standard, and just by owning and activating one of these RSICs, you're going to be mining this new coin. So very, very interesting. As well as that, these Bitcoin puppets have been going absolutely bonkers. I'll show you the chart on these. I faded these. I didn't really like the art, but as you can see, just higher highs, higher lows the whole time. So very nice looking chart. But you know, with these meme projects, I feel like 1 in 1,000 actually survives, and this is one of the meme projects that didn't go away. And a lot of people, like ordinal influencers on Twitter, have changed their profile pictures to one of these Bitcoin puppets. So yeah, it's sticking around. It's like dog with hat. Some of these memes actually survive, and if they survive, they go crazy. So this is one of the memes that has survived and is really taking off. Now, I haven't bought in. My friend has bought in, but yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna buy in. I'm not a huge fan of the art, but a lot of people really love the art. Obviously, it's a meme project. Obviously, it's just a bit of fun. There's two main 10k PFP collections that are battling for the #1 spot. It's Node Monkeys and Bitcoin Frogs. Personally, I prefer Bitcoin Frogs. Like, you can pretend that the art on these is nice if you want, but I'll show you the art on Bitcoin Frogs. In my personal opinion, they look a lot better. They look a lot cooler. And the other thing, the difference was that the Node Monkeys, they minted first, they inscribed first before Bitcoin Frogs, but you couldn't buy them until recently. So they didn't actually sell them until recently, and the team wanted a lot of money. Like, they were being quite greedy. They wanted millions and millions of dollars for creating these amazing art PFPs, but Bitcoin Frogs were the first one that people actually could trade, people could actually own, and they're the first 10k PFP that people could actually own, and you can mint them for free. So that's why, another reason I prefer Bitcoin Frogs personally. So shout out to the frogs on top. And Pizza Ninjas, that's a new project that's just launched from Trevor Owens. It's doing alright, yeah. Alright, so that's the interesting things going on in the ordinal space. And the other big thing that happened this week was Farcaster. Farcaster is a decentralized social media platform, somewhat similar to Friendtech, but if you actually go on it, it looks the exact same as Twitter. But I think each tweet, or whatever it's called on that, you can embed an NFT, you can embed tokens. So basically, the first people to do this launched this token. I'll see if I can find it. Called Degen. Oh, here we are. So basically, if you were an early user of Farcaster, you could get this airdropped to you, and it is obviously been pumping. Like, look at that chart, $115 million fully diluted valuation, and this is on the base chain. So there is some people talking there's going to be a rotation from Solana season to base season, and personally, I'm very bullish on base as well. I think the number two retail / normie chain after Solana is going to be base. I think that has good, base also has good possibility to be like the KYC chain, in the fact that all the users from Coinbase are already KYC'd. So it'd be very easy. Say there's new regulation that you can't use DeFi unless you're KYC'd and verified and stuff. It'd be very easy for Coinbase, like everyone, to bridge to Coinbase and use DeFi there, because they're already KYC'd. Whereas with other chains, like you have to do another KYC process, and people are going to be a lot more trustworthy with Coinbase. A normie comes in, it's like, oh, I want to use DeFi platforms and I have to be KYC to do it. Obviously, I'm just going to use Coinbase. Coinbase's chain. I already trust Coinbase. So the biggest meme coin on, like I've always said, like owning the number one meme coin on all the top chains going into the next bull cycle is probably a good idea, and that has been playing out very well. The number one meme coin on Base is called Toshi, and it's actually lower market cap than this at the moment. Named after Brian Armstrong's cat, and the cat is named after Satoshi Nakamoto. So Brian Armstrong is obviously the CEO of Coinbase, and I've been into this since first day. This team is a great team. I think this runs a lot higher than $60 million market cap in the bull run. I think $1 billion is a very easy target for this, and potentially a lot higher. Just personal opinion. This team, they did right by their holders a lot of times. Like when everyone, like in the early days of Base, I was early on Base. I was actually bought this first day. I did a lot of videos about Base in the early days as well. Basically, the main DEX there in the very early days was called uniswap. They got hacked. Their liquidity, all the liquidity got drained. It's probably an inside job. But Toshi saw, like, even though every other coin just died then, Toshi went ahead and airdropped a new token to all the previous holders who got the liquidity rugged, and basically everyone got their Toshi back. And from that point, Toshi went on and just crushed. So fair play to Toshi for sticking around and actually trying to do something cool. So that's why I like Toshi as well on the Base chain. So in general, I'm just trying to share what I'm interested in, and there's a lot of kind of right curve stuff like parallelized ZK EVM perp dexes that this kind of DeFi stuff that I'm less so interested in, and kind of this all this kind of things I've been mentioning in this video, as well as AI and DePIN and the Solana ecosystem that I'm very much focused on. You can't be focused on everything. Just focus on what you're most interested in, but that also you think has a lot of upside. And for me, it's those particular niches, as well as like NFTs and stuff. Obviously, I'm very interested in NFTs, and I'm good at spotting like what NFTs are going to do well, what NFTs are going to create a good community and stuff like that. But right now, NFTs probably not a great play. Like usually the rotation is crypto pumps a lot, potentially goes sideways for a while, or it goes down, and that's when NFTs completely rip. And that happened at the end of the last cycle. Like NFTs had like 6 months after crypto top where NFTs were still pumping, doing extremely well. So that's probably, instead of when crypto pumps at the end of the next cycle, instead of selling into US dollars and riding off into the sunset, the final rotation is to actually sell into NFTs, and then when those NFTs pump, that's when you sell into US dollars or euros or whatever currency you use, and then you can ride off into the sunset. That's the final rotation. That's what I think in regards to NFTs. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like this new format, please let me know in the comments and I'll do it more often. And if you didn't like the format, if you like just the normal style where I just talk about one particular coin or one particular project at a time, let me know as well. If there is good reception on this, I will do this much more often, potentially once a week, or whenever there's enough things, or there's too many things to talk about in one video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.